every woman that I've worked with that doesn't like the size of their body, I will go to their house and they are wearing a big black t-shirt and black leggings.
Do you even find that you lost your identity?
Totally. The number one thing is, how do I hide my lower tummy?
I wear the same thing every day. Help.
And because you can wear it every day, cost per wear.
Cost per wear, exactly, yeah, it goes down.
Go down.
When you're seeing a celebrity, it's like, yeah, she looks fantastic, but she has a dietitian, she has a chef, she has a trainer, she has a stylist.
Nursing clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You can spend £4 or you can spend £400.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about the high street.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome back to our podcast, What They Don't Tell You.
But we will.
Yes, and today we are joined by the incredibly talented Tatiana de Normann. She's an absolute powerhouse when it comes to fashion and styling. She's a celebrity and TV stylist who has worked her magic on people like Sean Welby and Ashley Louise James. And she is a mum to 2 boys as well. So welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. This is really exciting.
We're so excited to have you because I feel like fashion and identity is something you could just lose when you're a mum and you're going through body changes and everything. But before we get into it, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your background and how you kind of got into fashion.
It just so happened that like my absolute favourite thing to do was just to sit on the sofa watching telly, scrolling through websites, looking at clothes. So all my friends would be like, I really need like a really good pair of jeans, and I would send them a link. And they'd be like, great, bought it, fine, done. Or I need this type of pair of shoes. And my best mate was like, you literally send me something within seconds of me asking for it. You've got to make this into you've got to make this your living.
Everyone needs a friend like that you can just
she was like, I don't have any money left because I've bought everything you've sent me. So I was like, well, I don't know how to make that work. I don't know how to do it. She was like, start an Instagram page and just instead of sending me the link, put it on your Instagram and then we'll just work from there. So I did that.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it all started. So I kind of started an Instagram account called Tatiana London Shopper.
Yeah.
And it just grew, and I just started sharing these cool clothes that I loved, and my following kind of grew, and before I knew it, I had 100 followers, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then someone contacted me and was like, I'd love you to help me find some clothes. And then I was like, okay, great. So I do actually have people that want to
use the
service.
use my service. And I kind of started by doing wardrobe detoxes and helping women just find clothes, doing like, I would call it a style edit, where I'd put together some looks and they'd buy it. And then from that came working in television and helping out, I guess, a few celebrities.
Yeah.
And it literally just started from that.
And you're a mum as well yourself. So you've got 2 little boys, as fellow mama boys. I know how intense it is having a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And trying to look for clothes.
It's like full on. And trying to look stylish. But my question to you is, did you, obviously, you sort of got a background in style, know what you're looking for, but did you even find that you lost your identity?
Totally. Yeah. And actually one of the other reasons why I started my Instagram page in the back of my mind is, when I had my first son, I was like a size 8. I was like, and when I was a size 8, I was like complaining that I was like, nothing fitted me, which is just insane
you go back
now.
And a slapper.
Yeah. And I remember like I'd had my first son and everything had changed. Like I wasn't a size 8 anymore. I was like a size 12, and like my ribs moved, my feet were bigger. And that's the one thing they never tell you. They don't tell you that your physical body's going to move and it's not going to go back sometimes.
Yeah.
And your feet, I went from a size 6 to a full size 7. So none of my shoes fitted.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on my bed crying, probably with like milky boobs and just like maybe like a really sore cesarean scar, being like, what's happened to me?
Yeah.
My clothes don't fit me. I was in like floods of tears. And my husband was like, why don't you just go and buy some new clothes?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. He was like, yeah, you can. Just go. At the time we were living in North London, and our like local shopping centre was Brent Cross. He was like, go to Brent Cross and just go and buy some new clothes. And I was like,
so like matter of fact.
Okay, I'll go and do that. And then, so I bought some bigger jeans and I sized up on a top, and I was like, okay.
But you feel better.
This is better. Yeah, because then you appreciate that, like, okay, I'm not, it's that snap, that kind of, it all kind of falls down to the snapback culture of like, I'm meant to go, and especially when someone said to you, oh, you're really thin, you're slim, you'll go back to being, you'll bounce back. And it's like, well, I didn't. So what do I do now? Because I've been told by everybody. And so I think it's just, once I try to just appreciate, it sounds really cheesy, appreciate that like my body's changed because I've
For a good reason.
birthed 2 humans and they were big boys. Like my body isn't going to go back. And maybe when I'm in my 40s, I might change, but like just be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Because otherwise you just will go around in circles, and comparison is just the worst thing you can do.
I guess it's a battle as a woman you don't really know that you're going to face until you're in it, are you?
Totally.
I think it's
And it is that society just acts like we should be able to snap back, and obviously you see celebrities snap back straight away, and then when it doesn't happen to you, like for me, it took a good full year for me to even get anywhere near what I weighed before.
Yeah.
By their first birthday, I felt a bit back, but it took like the whole year.
there's such a focus on when a mum looks great after. When someone does share that, like, oh my God, you look how good she looks. Oh my God, you've had children. It's like, well,
Well, I guess when you're seeing a celebrity, it's like, yeah, she looks fantastic, but she has a dietitian, she has a chef, she has a trainer, she has a stylist.
Yeah, she's been in hiding for 6 months as well.
Exactly, and she's got all these things which I'm sure some regular mums have.
Yeah.
But what percentage of those?
Yeah.
If
And I guess they're under different pressures as well, aren't
everyday,
they?
Exactly, your everyday mum. Like you don't have that because you're also maybe trying to be on maternity leave, or maybe you've gone back to work, you're exhausted and you don't have all of those like lifelines to help you snap back. So I did find it really hard, and my body is not what it was, and I look back at photos, I'm like, how did I think that body wasn't amazing? And it's just in hindsight, and I'm totally at ease with my body now. I love my body. It is what it is. I'm not size 8, I'm a 12. Sometimes I wear a 14, and I'm totally okay with that, because if you're not, then you just drive yourself insane.
A word that I didn't hear until Emily's trying to buy designer bags and whatever was staple. Every time now it's like, oh no, it's a staple piece. It's a staple. For a mum, what would you say are the staple items that they should be looking at? I guess, like you're saying, obviously your body changes a lot. We were talking about that earlier.
We should probably say, like, you're actually quite into fashion, aren't you?
I wouldn't say into fashion.
No,
but
Matt's, he's always been...
You appreciate it.
For a husband,
he's
I'm
always
not...
like sort of known what he likes. He's got this like style about him, don't you?
Yeah, good or bad.
Yeah.
No, I know what I want.
I think you always look good.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not...
I think you have a rough idea of what you think looks nice.
Yeah.
And so if you're and you stick with that, you appreciate what looks good on you. I think it's... staples, it's kind of a bit of a buzzword, staples, investment pieces. And it's just kind of looking at things that are making you shop better. So I guess a staple for me would be I'm dripping in it, jewelry.
Yeah.
Like having really good basic staple jewelry is really good because it can totally change an outfit. You're wearing a white t-shirt and some jogging bottoms, add some layered necklaces, you've totally changed the look. You've elevated it really easily, and you've had to do basically nothing. So I think staples are things that you can wear multiple times all the time for loads of different scenarios.
So not necessarily designer.
No, absolutely. It doesn't have to be designer. You can spend £4 or you can spend £400. And that's the great thing about the high street. But what I would say is, once you've really pinpointed what you like as a staple, if you can invest more, it's going to last longer. So if you are going to spend more money on jewelry or like a layering necklace set, having something that is a silver or gold base is going to last longer than something that is brass and coated. It's just how it is.
Yeah. And because you can wear it every day. Cost per wear.
Cost per wear, exactly. Yeah, it goes down.
Go down.
Yeah, and if you're buying really low priced jewelry, but looking after it, great. But if you're wearing it in the shower, not looking after it, and then rebuying it, you might as well just save. Buy something a bit better, look after it, and then you are actually end up saving money because you're not rebuying cheaper items multiple times.
A question for you about brands. What brands do you think are really nailing it at the moment, or what brands do you love? Like, I say for mums. I know that's a silly thing to say because, mums are also women. We don't have to be mums.
What came first?
Yeah.
I think River Island are really, really, really good at the moment. I find that their stores, you go in and it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
But online, they have some epic pieces. They're doing some good collaborations at the moment. their like cord sets are really cool. Their jeans are great. Like my favorite pair of jeans are the barrel leg jeans, which you're wearing now, which I wear on repeat all the time.
They're
I wear
so
them,
good.
yeah, they're really
Whenever
great.
I wear these, I get compliments about them.
Yeah, their jeans are really good. And also they have a really good petite range. And they also have a really good plus size range. So they're really inclusive.
Yeah.
So that's really good, especially when I'm sharing content. I really try and make sure that it looks, obviously, I like it to begin with. And then I can also offer it for petite and also for larger sizes. Because otherwise, you know, an average woman in the UK is like a size 16.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're like 5'4".
Yeah.
So it's not... You know, you've got to be inclusive. So River Runs are really great. And then Never Fully Dressed. I love.
Yeah, I feel like they've really upped their game recently.
I think they've just, I love the patterns, the like the fabrics they use. Again, it's really inclusive. They go up to, I think they go up to size maybe a 22, and they also offer petite.
Yeah.
So they're cool. I just think there's just such happy like dopamine dressing, which is such a big thing at the moment.
What's dopamine dressing? Sorry for...
Dopamine, it's like when things are like really, you look at it and it's like really colourful and it kind of lifts your mood. It kind of gives you that dopamine like boost, right? So it kind of makes you feel like, oh, this is so nice. I'm wearing like pink and orange and it's like colourful and happy.
Yeah. And what's a fashion myth that you wish people would stop believing?
That black is really slimming.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So then specifically, I would say this for mums because I work with hundreds of women, and I would say every woman that I've worked with that doesn't like the size of their body, I will go to their house and they are wearing a big black t-shirt and black leggings, and I'm like, and they're wearing black because they think it's slimming and it's going to hide, but what it does, it's just putting a bag over a shape, so you're making yourself look bigger, and just because it's black, it doesn't mean we can't see what the shape is. So that is the myth.
Yeah.
Black can be slimming if it's the right style. So if you are, I don't know, if you've got some shape on your tummy and you're wanting to emphasize that and make that look the best it can look, you know, having like a wide leg trouser that is from the top, from the waistline, is going to be better than wearing a big black baggy t-shirt. And being able to show some form of your body. So yeah, that's the myth. That if I just wear something black, big and black, it's going to make me look slimmer, and it doesn't.
Yeah, and I think we've all done it, you know, especially when your body is changing so much, and like you go through pregnancy, postpartum. The easiest thing to do is just chuck on black leggings and like hide under a massive t-shirt. I did it for years, and actually, I look back at some of the cleaning videos that I filmed, and I do just look like this big like block, like the t-shirt as well, because I've got quite a big chest. It's like the t-shirt just comes out from there, and then that's it. You think the whole body underneath is, but it isn't.
Yeah, totally.
So
I was the same. I had this black hoodie that I bought from COS during lockdown, and it was like slightly longer at the back, so it covered my bottom. And then but because again, bigger boobed, I got it in like a size large, so it was just this like big black hoodie,
like giant,
and I've still got it. I've still got it because it was at the time. It was like, I paid like 120 quid for it. And at the time I was like,
can't get rid of this.
Expensive for a hoodie. It was a staple because I've worn it for years and I still have it and I still do wear it.
Yeah.
But when I wear it, I'm like, oh, I just look a bit like, I just look really frumpy in it, and I actually don't go to it. And I'd much prefer like a cropped zip up now.
You do that with clothes, don't you? You look back, you think, why did I wear that so much?
Yeah,
no, I know.
Yeah, and you felt comfortable in it at the time. So
at the time, because it just hid everything. But actually, it's just... It's not,
And then we asked our followers to send in some questions, and we had loads. Quite a few of them actually were the same. There was a lot of questions about the mum tum.
Yeah.
And again, how to hide the mum tum or what to do with the mum tum. I guess when you're in between sizes and, you know, postpartum or early pregnancy, there was a lot of mum tum questions, weren't there?
It's literally it's when I work with my clients, the number one thing is how do I hide my lower tummy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm part of the mum tum crew. Like I've had two C-sections.
You don't need to hide.
Yeah, I've had two C-sections. That skin where my C-section is, I have, for want of a better phrase, a slight overhang. But you know, my stomach has grown and gone back twice. I've got a very short body, and my boys were like 9 pounds each. So I have loads of excess skin, and that's just, you know, I'm not ashamed. So I feel like this is a question that I nail because it's something that I look at when I'm dressing. So the main thing is looking at the rise of your trousers. So there's a massive trend to have like have high-waisted jeans. But what that does is, if you have it kind of, think about it as like a paper bag. If you have it something tight up here, then if you carry your weight on your tummy area here, you're just going to be pushing it down and it's going to be really prominent. So by having like a mid-rise jean, you basically shorten that part of your body and it kind of gives you a bit more coverage. And then the other way that I disguise mine is I wear a wide leg trouser, but the width of the leg starts from the waistline. So it skims over the top rather than kind of emphasizing and is tight on that area. And it's like, you just basically totally disguise it, but still keeping your shape. That's the most important thing, is to try and not put something really big over the top of it, because then you're just going to make it look bulkier. If you can try and keep some shape of it, it's good. And then, I wear shapewear all the time. I wear Skims, and it just gives me a little bit more, I kind of contours that area, just kind of holds it in a little bit, which I love, and Skims are great.
Obviously, this is another question I've thought long and hard about. What do you think? Actually, it's from a follower. What do you think of seasonal colour analysis?
So this is a tricky one. I have a lot of clients that will live and die by their colours. And I don't do colours myself. And I've never had my colours done. I think it's definitely an amazing thing, because knowing what colours suit you can make or break an outfit. If you're wearing a colour that's really draining, it just can look completely different if you're wearing something that really emphasizes your colorings. So I do think it's a great thing, but I think you can get bogged down in it. Because I was told once that I should never wear black, but I wear black all the time because I just like wearing black. So I think it's good to know and it's good to understand what your colors are, but I think you should not get bogged down by it. And if you see a bright orange jumper and you absolutely love it, just wear the jumper.
That's a bit like the yellow dress, right? So you've been trying on dresses today, and before you tried them on today.
I always felt that yellow just clashes with my hair. But, not every yellow. Some yellows don't.
There's loads of different shades. Like everything comes in so many different shades. You might look really good in a chocolate brown, but maybe like a kind of more kind of like oaky brown doesn't suit you, but it's still brown. So you've got to understand about the shades. So,
and almost, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but I feel like when I was younger, I could literally wear any color, and you're just young and you look great. I don't know if it's now that I'm getting older, certain colors I put on, almost like my face feels a bit flat. Whereas if I was to wear like cobalt blue, I think that's one of my colors, because then it just looks lifted.
Your skin tone,
a bit more.
I do follow quite a lot of influencers or people that do colors, and it is a thing.
So interesting,
it's
isn't
so
it?
interesting. But I do have clients who are like, I really love that, but I can't wear it because it's not my colors. I'm just like, just wear it.
Oh
Nobody cares.
It
just
makes you feel
it.
good.
Makes you feel good.
And we had quite a few questions about how to dress a pear-shaped body and also an apple-shaped body.
Okay. So I guess traditionally a pear shape is you are smaller on the top and bigger on the bottom. So you would probably traditionally have more shape on your bottom, shape on the hips, a small waist, and maybe quite narrow shoulders. So I think the two key things is making sure that you're slightly balancing your shape. So showing your proportions. So I wouldn't put you in a blazer that falls on your hip, because what you're doing is you're creating a rectangle. So we'd go for something that is cropped on the waist, so it's stopped at your smallest part, or below your hips, so it's kind of elongating you. And a pear shape is such an amazing shape to have because it's so beautifully feminine. I think when my clients they're a bit more pear-shaped, I'm like, this is great, because there's so many things that look amazing on a pear-shaped body that wouldn't necessarily look good on, someone that's really straight up and down, or someone that didn't have shape on their bottom, for example. Like slip skirts look better if you've got more shape to you, rather than if you're just straight up and down. So I would say the main things to focus on is to have things that are cropped on the waist, so you're emphasizing your like narrowest part, which then just shows off your shape better. The other thing is balancing out your shoulders. So if you're wider on the hip, having something maybe with like an exaggerated sleeve or like shoulder is good, because it then just balances out your shape and kind of makes you look a bit more in proportion rather than very small and slightly wider.
Okay.
And then an apple's basically where you carry all your weight around your tummy. Yeah, so things like an empire line dress is fantastic. So that kind of sits just below the bust line and kind of skims over. Also, with an apple shape, a wide leg trouser again is really good because it's balancing out your shape where you are wider. It kind of gives you a bit more proportion.
So we probably should touch on men a little bit. Not touch on men.
Left out. Sorry, man.
No, because the question from the follower was about what compliments a mum ton, but we've kind of answered that question. So we should probably say about a dad bod.
Dad bod is my favourite type of bod.
Yeah. I mean, there is some campaigning to stop the phrase dad bod as well because it's.
If we're going to get all the mum stuff, they need to get it as well.
No, I think that's the argument. It's like, well, if we're not allowed to say,
but you do
a man that's holding a bit more weight, which in my opinion, I'd much prefer a guy with a dad bod than someone that is just ripped because I'm just.
My God, yes,
it's a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
And also, it's just I don't know. I feel
Did you see that article about Ollie Murs? They were saying people preferred him. With the dad bod,
he fought back though. And he's like,
he did. He was like, "This is so unfair. You know, I
like,
tried
I'm
really
getting
hard
healthy.
in my health."
Yeah, good on him for that. To be fair.
Who
you
cares?
just can't win.
I don't care what Ollie Murs looks like.
No,
dad bod or either way. Like it's just, but yeah. I guess for a dad bod. I mean, I guess my husband has a bit of a dad bod.
Yeah. How do you dress him?
And do you style him?
Like he doesn't buy any clothes. I do all it for him.
Oh, amazing.
I'm like, you need some more clothes. He's like, do I? I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
He'll wear like everything like 1,000 times and then replace it rather than having loads of different looks.
It's a staple then, isn't it?
Yeah. It's exactly that.
Everything's a staple.
Yeah.
So how do we dress a dad bod? I think the main thing with a dad bod is a lot of the time, again, you're probably carrying a lot more weight on your body.
Yeah.
So and a lot of the time, if you have a dad bod, a lot of men have really great legs. So it's moving away from like a kind of straight leg jean that's probably a bit wide and maybe going for like a slim leg is really nice. Making sure that again, it's like a layering I think is really good. So having a nice shirt with maybe like a jacket over the top, and that could be like a bomber or even like an overshirt, I think is a really good look. So like a t-shirt that's not too baggy but maybe not skin tight with like an overshirt, and that could be more of like a rigid fabric like a cord or like a denim, I think is a really good look. And maybe not going for something that's too fine, so a t-shirt with a bit of structure to it I think is better. So Marks and Spencer's, not that we can order from them at the moment. Marks and Spencer's do a really good, like it's called Suprema cotton t-shirts. And they have a really nice weight to them, and so does Zara. They have something with a bit more structure is good. With a kind of a dad bod.
And then layer it.
And then layering.
Are there any brands you love for men at the moment?
I love Wax London.
Okay.
They do really cool overshirts.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They're really nice. You can either go for something a bit neutral, but they also have some really cool patterned ones.
Wacky ones.
Cool.
Percival is a really good one as well.
Okay.
Where else do I get Luke's clothing from?
Matt's obsessed with Arnie.
That's quite on. Yeah, it's quite.
Sorry.
Quite easy.
Yeah, they're good because it just comes.
Like
they're really minimal.
And they're quite good for cold. I don't actually cold with their stuff, but I notice they do it for the younger guys.
Like our eldest loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of mums who really struggle to get out of black leggings, I've already mentioned the black leggings. But how would you recommend getting out of them, but still being comfortable and casual and being able to do everything day to day mum life? You know.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because it's so easy. I mean, I don't always get dressed every day in jeans and a top. Like sometimes I do literally roll out of bed, put a hoodie on and some joggers. But what I found to be really helpful is to elevate that look. So if you are literally running around the house looking after a toddler, you're on maternity leave or you're not working and you're doing that household role, you don't want to get dressed every day because you're like, well, if I'm going to be in a sandpit, or I'm going to be at soft play, or I'm going to be cooking. So I think it's just elevating that look. So instead of just wearing a hoodie and black leggings, maybe get a set. So maybe like go for brown. So you're wearing like a zip up, like a zip up top with leggings, or you wear a lot of it, Varley. It's basically a tracksuit, but it's just so elevated. Like the top you're wearing now is Varley, and you're wearing it with jeans. But you can just switch out the jeans for joggers. And you are literally just wearing a tracksuit, but it's just elevated it. And there's so many different brands for loads of different budgets. Even if you go to Florence and Fred at Tesco's. You can get a jogger set that maybe isn't black. You could maybe go for a brown, or you go for a beige or like a mottled grey or something.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit more elevated. So when you're getting dressed in the morning, you're not like putting the same old really dirty not dirty, not everything like, do you know what I mean? Like that really tired old hoodie.
Yeah.
And if you get up in the morning and you're putting on this like really old set, you're going to feel just a bit crap.
Yeah.
But if you're getting up in the morning, you're putting on, again, it's essentially jogging bottoms or leggings, but it's just a bit more elevated.
Yeah.
It will make you feel better.
Yeah, and some of those supermarket brands, like they've got amazing, like they're not expensive, are they?
No.
But like Georgia Asda, F&F, they've always got great like sets, haven't they?
And the key to that is if you're buying things that are inexpensive, a lot of the time they probably aren't going to be as good quality. And then you just have to look after them better. Just, wash them on a 30, debobble them, only wash them when you really, really need to. And things will last longer. So you don't have to spend loads of cash.
No.
You just need to look after things better. Like stay away from the tumble dryer.
Yeah.
Was working with a client last week, and she bought really redid her wardrobe because she was living off like a few bits. And I was like, do not put any of this in the tumble dryer, because she just tumble dried everything. I was like, you will ruin everything.
You just regret it.
Yeah.
Good tip.
Yeah, that is such a good tip.
The only thing I tumble dry is socks and knickers.
Yeah.
I don't even tumble dry my kids' clothes because they just shrink. And they just, But I understand it's a time thing. So get a heated towel rail.
Okay. And nursing clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, exactly right.
It's just, how there's not a brand that has just come on and actually designed some clothes.
Like really stylish nursing clothes.
Awful.
So I was just going to ask, is there anything stylish, that we can wear for nursing that isn't just a dodgy t-shirt with a random...
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of brands that have some really good nursing stuff. Like the biggest brand for like nursing wear and like maternity wear is Seraphine. But it's actually quite expensive for what you're getting, which is like clothes you're buying for 9 months, right? Maternity. And some of them do go into nursing, which is maybe what you'll have it. I don't know how long people nurse for these days, but maybe up to 2 years. But for what they are, they're expensive, and to be honest, they're not that great. So I would say the best thing for nursing is to kind of use layering with like a bomber jacket and a vest, or a shirt and a strap top. But you do have, there's a really good brand called Milky Tea, and they have zips down the side, because there are a few brands that do them, but those ones I know from my clients are the best, that wash the best, and the zips don't like disfigure.
Yeah.
So they kind of stay in shape.
And they're nice because they're to the side, where sometimes it's there at the top, but it's sort of to the side, so you can just slip it out.
And then you can, you can feel like you're wearing those kind of like trends of like layering necklaces, and it will totally transform just a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But nursing stuff is just,
not
it's not great. No.
Yeah.
Loads of really great nursing bras have now come out. Like Hot Milk is like the best.
Okay.
Really nice nursing bras.
I used to love the H&M nursing bras, actually.
Yeah, they were good.
They had some really good ones.
But again, you go into H&M store, there's the flagship store in the UK on on Regent Street has a section that's smaller than this chair of nursing stuff, and it's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you can't, because you do want to go in and try it on.
Yeah,
because not a lot of the time you have
you're completely changing.
Yeah, so that's something that maybe I need to collab with somebody on that.
Yes, I think you should.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
Yeah,
although like
Matt, me and you, we can do some stuff.
With my first time, I feel like I invested in all these special nursing tops, but then with my second and third, I just would put 2 vests on. Like if it was summer, then one vest could go down, one vest could come up, and that was all actually you needed.
Actually, there's another brand called Tibia, I don't know if I'm saying it right, that have these vests that it just has nothing on the boob. So you can tuck it into jeans, you can tuck it into things, and you just lift up your top, and then you can wear a nursing bra, or so you don't have to like feel like you're lifting up everything, and then you don't have to wear loads and loads of layers. Because that's the other thing I found, that all the nursing stuff, all the layered t-shirts, was like layering, and I was like, and
it makes
I'm already
you really hot
bulky.
nursing as well, doesn't it? I used to be I felt like I was sweaty all the time. Yeah,
so there are. So I would say Milky Tea and Tibia are really good They have some really good nursing hacks.
Love that.
Okay. Last question from one of the followers, listeners. How to get out of a rut. I wear the same thing every day. Help.
Oh,
More of a mental health support.
I
than,
must admit, sometimes I'll wear a full outfit one day, and then the next day I'll just put it back on.
Yeah,
like if it's not dirty.
I wear the same thing 2 days
I do
ago.
the same thing.
Well, that worked yesterday.
Yeah. Who have I seen today?
Totally.
Have I seen anyone that's going to have noticed? No, I'll put it back on.
I think a really good analogy is that we spend all of our time and energy like making our houses look really beautiful, but yet when we're lounging at home, it's okay to lounge around in old tatty clothes,
so
your husband's old joggers, your husband's old hoodies. So
you've got your stuff disgusting.
I do it all the time. I wear my husband's joggers, like the ones that have shrunk or like they've got holes in them. I'll wear them at home, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I need to be wearing like my nice joggers that make me feel really good. So I think trying to get out of a rut is elevating what you're wearing in that rut, and then maybe experiment with something you like the look of. So if you like the look of a jumpsuit and you're pear-shaped, find a wide leg jumpsuit and just try it out and experiment with that. And then do it little by little rather than being like, right, I need to change everything in my wardrobe. Just introduce different things that you like the look of. And the most important thing is to make sure that those are for your body shape.
Yeah.
Because that will make or break it.
Yeah.
Get an expert to help.
Get an expert to help.
Yeah, because then I suppose if you
things.
get someone in once and then you know your body size or you know the sort of styles that maybe suit you, then you can buy it yourself.
Yeah, and as I said, like I do TV and I work with celebs, but also have loads of private clients who are mothers like me, and they'll be like, this is what I'm wearing, and it's just educating them into what suits their shape and what is to emphasize their shape and what's going to make their body and their shape look the best it can, rather than squeezing into this because it's trendy. And we were talking earlier about the importance of, social media and who we follow on social media. So it's really important, I say this to all my clients, following people that look like you and that have the same body shape as you and that are the same demographic as you is so important. Because if you're following a 21-year-old who's a size 6 and 5'11", that's not going to suit me. It's not going to look good on me.
It's not inspiration,
It's not inspirational. And then I have ordered stuff in the past because I've seen it on some slamming hot influencer.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm like, well, this looks crap.
Yeah.
And it just makes you feel deflated and flat. But if you're following someone that is a size 14 and you're also size 14 and they're petite, it's going to suit you so much better because you can see, oh, we're kind of the same. It's going to look good on me.
I love the content when someone shows what I ordered and then how it looks. I mean,
oh my God. Or when people are like, these are all size 12 shorts and like some of them will fit, some of them will be huge, some of them they'll be busting out of them.
Totally. Like I've got shorts from last summer I got from Farm Rio, they're a size 10. But then I've also got my favorite denim shorts are a size 14. So it's so...
And sometimes we do get really attached to that size number, don't we? And it doesn't really matter. As long as it looks good, you feel good.
What you have to understand is in a factory, a piece of cloth, right, is cut with a laser and there'll be hundreds of layers. So at some point...
It's going to give.
That's going to give. So you can buy, you were saying, you buy a pair of jeans that are size 10, but then the size 10 are like 2 inches bigger or like 2 inches smaller. It's because it's mass produced and it's cut. So you just have to, if that piece of cloth doesn't doesn't fit your body, just size up.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any difference. It's just going to make you look better.
Yeah. And also it is like not being afraid to let go. Like I've only recently started to sell stuff on Vinted and let go because I realized in my closet I had size 8 to size 14 and I had all these different range of sizes. I was like, okay, I need to just let go of some of this now. I'm not going to get pregnant again. I'm not going to, so I have started to sell things.
But then also like you need to focus on the fact that you're petite as well.
Yes.
So you need to kind of be looking at petite clothing because you can be petite and be a size 20. Petite is like your height.
Yeah.
And even though you're a size 20 or rather than a size 6, things still need to be in proportion for your small body.
Yeah.
So that's a misconception as well, that you can't be petite and be a bigger size, but you absolutely can.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really good that loads of the brands now are coming up doing petite, but also doing an inclusive petite that isn't just up to a size 16, because that's ridiculous.
And one last question we wanted to ask you, and that is, what is one thing you wish you'd known before becoming a parent?
I think it is that your children are going to push you further than you've ever been pushed. And that is like, obviously, it goes without saying, your children are beautiful angels. I'm so lucky. I've got 2 incredible, healthy boys. But geez, they push me. And I don't know whether that's because they're half of me.
Yes.
So I'm fighting against myself a lot of the time, I think. But nobody says, you do realize you're going to be really, really pushed, and they're going to it's going to be really hard sometimes.
You don't know until it's too late, do you?
And people just focus on the lack of sleep. And I'm like, well, just Sharon, I don't care about the sleep. Tell me that I'm going to be beside myself with rage sometimes. But then you feel instantly guilty. Getting cross with this tiny little perfect little angel.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
It's so fun.
No, it's so fun. And I love following you on Instagram. I love seeing all of your pics. And I mean, by that, I mean choices in fashion. And I love seeing how you dress. I thought Sean Welby's outfit for the Brits was insane.
Oh, that was
amazing.
Super fun. Yeah, she's an absolute doll to dress. It's really fun.
Yeah, and it was just it was lovely. So definitely everyone go and follow Tatiana on Instagram, and you work with people as well.
Yeah.
So if you're stuck, then contact her. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below, let us know what you thought, and rate, review, follow this podcast wherever you listen to it, and we will see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
See ya.